All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
All right, good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. I'm your host, Lance Miliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. Rise and grind, tip of the spear. And as always, you know, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And you can count on this show. Each and every episode, we'll go after both sides of the aisle. We're not just loyalists just to be loyalists. We want what's best for the American people, the American public. We're going to cover the domestic and international news as best we can because we're truth tellers. If you're looking to get lied to, if you just want to be convinced that something's going on that isn't, if you want to hear about some BS narrative, well, you're in the wrong spot. Not the place to be. I want to say welcome to all the subscribers and listeners, our loyal listener base. Of course, the Big Mig mods, as always, the Big Mig Mafia. We appreciate you guys being here. We're excited. George, B for Ballantine. What's up, bro? What's going on with you?
What's up is I'm actually texting one of our new friends. She's been a dedicated listener. Her name is Kathy Hall. What's up, Kathy
Whoa.
Hall? Even though you're a Georgia Bulldogs fan, Lance and I still love you, but it's Roll Tide all day.
Yeah, she is a Bulldog fan. We found that out, and yeah, she's definitely a
But-
Georgia loyalist.
But just think about the back and forth that we could have. Oh my God.
Yeah,
But you know what? I'm just still waiting, Kathy. You know, you're from Georgia. I know you have some friends or nieces, whatever it is out there. Well, George here, because he's single. I'm just saying.
single and ready to mingle. That's
What's
George
today?
Ballantine.
Wednesday?
That's how he
Oh, it's
rolls.
hump day.
You know, so of course, listen, we're excited you're here. As usual, we're going to drop the truth bombs the way we do it. And if you love the show, easiest way to tell us you love us is just to hit that follow button. If you can do the $5 paid subscription, fantastic. You can also gift subscriptions. It's a great way to expose people to the show. It's only $5 a month, so you can do that. You can do Rumble Rant tips is another way to say thank you. $5, $10, $20, any bucks. We appreciate all that financial support. It makes a huge difference because these shows have ongoing expenses like you wouldn't believe. It never stops. There's always stuff going on with them. And that's not a complaint. It's just to tell you that there is overhead for sure. And if you'd love to sponsor the show, we're always looking for great products for our listeners and subscribers. We've got a great group coming on the first of the month, Oasis, and I'll tell you more about it. We're going to have an interview with them right out of the gate. I really believe in this company, so this may be a life changer for many people in the audience, and we'll explain once we start. But we've done the homework, and hopefully this will be something amazing for people out there. So anyway, if you'd like to get here in the sponsor, just hit us up at info@thebigmig.com. If you want to send us any information about a story or anything else, info@thebigmig.com. And listen, reach out. When we want to help you with any issues, if you have any problems with tuning in, if you're having a problem getting the show wherever, if you want to know where the radio show is, feel free to email us. That's what that email is all about, is communicating with you guys. So we love you and we want to hear from you. And if you're brand new, don't be shy, man. Lots of great people in the chat. Get in there and cut it up. Kathy couldn't be here the first half hour because she had a meeting, but she may be joining us for the second half hour. If you see Kathy in the chat, Kathy Ball, make sure you say hi to her. Maybe
And roll
reach out.
tide, Kathy. Roll tide.
That's it. George is never going to let that go, Kathy, just so you know, because he's an Alabama.
right.
He's always been an Alabama fan, and that's never going to stop.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, let's give a shout out to one of our sponsors. You know, we love our gold and silver, Genesis Gold Group, faith-based company. We love them over there. The 62.2 gram Prepper Bar, perforated and very easily broken down to your choice of 3 separate denominations. Of course, to fit a multitude of needs, whether it be for asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or in the case of the Prepper Bar, it's very unique utility for barter and trade. It's a perfect gift. I've said it before, grab a few of them, keep a bag of bows there. If you forget somebody's birthday, you can just slap a bow on it and say, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, happy anniversary, whatever the holiday is that you may have forgotten, because nobody doesn't like gold and silver. Of course, it continues to be a staple. Had you gotten in 2.5 years ago when we first started talking about it, you'd probably be thanking the Big Mig right now because you'd be way up. not financial advice. It's just good sound advice to have a solution because the U.S. dollar, I haven't seen the administration. Let me look. Nope. The administration hasn't come up with a solution for the $40 trillion in debt. Nowhere to be seen. So having gold and silver on hand, these babies are exclusively mined and minted in the great US of A. They always come with an assay report. So no counterfeit gold coming out of the guys at Genesis Gold Group. And yes, lots of counterfeit gold coming off of eBay and other places. Be careful. I recommend you go to Genesis Gold. You can go over there and talk to Brad Garrett or maybe even Keith Height. Available right now in stock. They've got plenty. They fit neatly in your wallet, gun safe, safety deposit box, underwear drawer. Maybe the FBI won't go through your underwear drawer like they did Melania's drawer. Head over. That's right. You can head over to the bigmigbar.com, thebigmigbar.com, and we're back to promo codes. Genesis has switched up here. So Big Mig Silver is going to get you 5% off on the silver. Big Mig Gold is going to get you 10% off on the gold. Genesis Gold Group, 800-200-4653. That's 800-200-GOLD. 800-200-GOLD. That's the phone number if you want to call. Don't forget to tell them the Big Mig Show sent you. Of course, Perfect Escape. Don't wait. TheBigMigBar.com.
Hey, Kathy, break me off a piece of that prepper bar. Hey, listen, I'm just going to say something. Yeah. I've done it, and I just double checked on all our websites and stuff with those codes and everything. It's if you want it, if it's easier, you can just go to bigmigbar.com. You can do everything there. Just put the promo code, pay, and it'll be delivered to you.
Yeah.
So
bigmigbar.com. A little bit.
If you want, if you're interested in your gold and silver or precious metal IRAs, just go to. Oh my God, what is it? The Big Mig Gold. Bigmiggold.com. Yeah.
Is it the Big Mig Gold or is it Big Mig Gold?
The Big Mig Gold.
TheBigMigGold.com for 401k IRA
So
investments and bulk purchases.
And just so you guys know, under the video in the more section where you see the date and episode number, the links are there for you guys. They're always there. Make it
All
easy.
right. Well, sometimes we see some stuff online. It's tough because with the music copyright stuff, you have to be careful, right? There's lots of great, funny, videos and things online. The thing would be that every once in a while, when I laugh out loud by myself, I feel like I have to share it, George.
I see dead people. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I got to show this guy. So somebody made this meme. It cracks me up because I think it's accurate. You guys remember the very famous movie where this kid goes, "I see dead people." And there he is, Mitch the Turtle McConnell. We still don't have proof of life from him. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's alive, dead. I don't know, vegetable. Whatever it is, it's not good. This cracked me up when I saw this. So whoever made this, it didn't have a watermark. I didn't remove the watermark. I never do that to people. So whoever made it, nice job, because that made me laugh out loud. And then, of course, we know that you need a solution for Iran. Doesn't seem like the administration right now, they're saying they're not going to do any attacks. Supposedly they're negotiating. Supposedly the Khomeini, who's badly injured, is alive. There's a dialogue allegedly through his people to the Khomeini. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he's alive. I don't think he is. Nobody's seen him. Supposedly half his body's blown up.
Whoa.
Well, that's the way it's been described, that his leg, his arm, that side of his body got really hurt. But who knows? But I think there is a solution.
Who cares?
I think that Donald Trump has found the solution, and we got an inside video of somebody he's negotiating with to try to maybe figure out how to solve the issues in Iran. So here's the behind-the-scenes footage.
That's a good one.
Rambo! I don't have it.
Hey, give me a second. They have it. We don't. But I'll just.
Oh, okay, as long as they have it.
Yeah, they got it. Hold on.
This is funny.
Hey, Johnny. Wasn't Rambo
How are you, John?
fighting with the Afghans to defeat the Russians in this?
I think so. I don't remember.
Good.
Now.
John, I'm sorry to send you to such a hellhole.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, you have. Haven't you? John, I told you I'd help you out when I could. You interested? You can't possibly want to stay here for another 10 years.
10? Supposed to be 5.
20. Depending how this conversation goes. Kidding. A covert operation is being geared up in the Middle East. Your name was dug up by the computer as the most capable to complete the mission.
Mission?
Iran. John, the midterms are coming up and we need to end this war. Empty threats and promises aren't working. If we have a deal, we don't have a deal. I'm going to blow them up, I'm not going to blow them up. People aren't falling for it anymore. Your mission will be to capture the Ayatollah. Bring him to me so I can put him over my knee on the White House lawn and spank his bare ass raw on live television while singing God Bless the USA.
Seriously?
Tremendously.
Why me? Why not Hegseth?
Hegseth wears too much hair product. One flick of a match from the enemy and his head will explode like a fireworks factory. John, if this mission is successful, I'll pardon you so fast your head will spin. It'll be like nothing anyone has ever seen before. All clear?
Sure.
Good. The next time we meet will be at the White House. In the meantime, don't drop the soap.
Drop the soap.
Yep. Got a special weapon, John Rambo. Yes. It looks like that's going to, and I think this is the solution. Get Rambo in there, let him clean it up. He's a one-man army. It's over with. No loss of life. We'll have the Ayatollah. But I think he should also add, let's take out the IRGC and the Besieged. You might as well arm him up because you know how when Rambo goes, he goes full on. All right, look. The Secret Service may not be so secret. Looks like the leak du jour seems to be the hot topic over there. We're talking about some of the stuff about Turkey and some of the stuff when it comes to where Donald Trump is going to be. Somebody is giving that information out. And of course, the Secret Service has now escorted out and stripped security clearances, locked them out of their communication devices, taken their government-provided communication devices, and have seized electronic devices, 3 different individuals. Now, these aren't actually law enforcement. These were actually civilians that work for the Secret Service. They've now been put on the do not admits list, and it's a criminal investigation into the leaking of the classified information to media. Now, I'm assuming they were getting paid. I don't know if they were or not. But it looks like it's unclear if the leaks to the media pertain to the controversy of President Trump's secret evacuation from Turkey. But it looks like both the FBI and CIA are involved in the investigation. And it looks like there's a lot going on here, George.
Yeah. I mean, once again, the Secret Service is supposed to be, let me see, I'm going to say esteemed. And usually you never throughout the years see the Secret Service so much in the spotlight. It's only when Trump is president because they don't want to do their job. You know what's it's fun, like I didn't know there were non-law enforcement personnel.
Yeah. Yeah, when I read the story originally, I was looking at that. I was unaware of that.
I wonder if they're DEI hires.
I don't know.
Possible.
That's a good question. But you know what is interesting? I've mentioned the Office of Professional Responsibility, that they're one of the oversight groups in D.C. And I don't remember the last time I've seen their name linked to any kind of investigation. So I'm shocked. In this particular case, the OPR is involved, and they're saying they can't comment further. Now, the Office of Professional Responsibility is supposed to investigate FBI and DOJ and CIA, anybody that's in government, that's their oversight. But you never really hear anything. You never hear anybody getting criminally charged or really even fired. Sometimes people get put on a leave of absence, or in this case, you can see these guys were escorted out of the building. I guess they're pretty sure that somebody in that group did it, but it doesn't mean that won't be found to be incorrect. We don't really know more than that. They haven't given, we kind of know that one of them is the communications director. He's one of the ones that we know was escorted out. We don't know the names of the other ones, do we, George?
No. As far as we know,
put that out. Maybe they're not positive who's done it yet. but they have their suspicions. But, look, there's no doubt. If Donald Trump is under threat, if any president is under threat, it doesn't have to just be Donald Trump. Of course, we want them protected at all costs. So the process to protect them, whether they're sneaking out in catering carts or vehicles or however, you'd have to think we don't want the enemy to know that. It's kind of like them attacking Donald Trump about the ballroom and then disclosing this big facility, this big intelligence facility under the ballroom. That was a horrible, horrible way to handle that. That should have never been made public because they've needed that coordination center at the White House for literally decades. Many presidents have discussed that they needed an on-site facility for intelligence agencies and for, presidential debriefings and all the rest of it, presidential briefings. So here we are with highly sensitive maneuvers, and, it was released to the public. So if that's part of this investigation, then I hope these people face the consequences for releasing it. Because, George, if you're like me, as much as I want transparency, there's some things I want protected because I want our national security to be protected at all times for the United States. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. You're coughing. I mean, listen, it's irrelevant if the president is a Democrat, Republican, independent, whatever. I want our president, whoever it is, to be protected because it would be the laughing stock if something truly happened like we seen with JFK and stuff like back then. It's bad enough they took a shot at a presidential candidate, not once, a couple times, and now as president. But, the Secret Service, they were always like the creme de la creme when it came to this. They were never in the news with any kind of controversies. I don't know. Like, what is it really, truly? Is it DEI hiring that you get these people?
Good question.
But here's the thing. I don't want to see investigations. It's firing. People need to be locked up and charged, whether it's Secret Service agent, people that work for the agency, whatever. They need to be fucking charged and put their asses in jail to set a precedent here that we don't tolerate this. Crazy. Never, you don't see this shit.
You don't see agents or prosecutors or judges or FBI. You just don't see it. To be honest with you, I haven't seen the OPR. And George, you tell me, you look at a lot of news. When was the last time you saw the Office of Professional Responsibility even mentioned in an article? Now, they're supposed to be one of the ones that's supposed to be part of investigations when it comes to behavior by a government employee, by a government agent, by a government civilian contractor, government contractor. They're the ones that are supposed to be at the head of the investigation with the FBI because it's domestic. But you don't ever hear their name. Never.
No. So Sean M. Curran, Curran, he's the director of the Secret Service. Bro, what are you doing? I mean, haven't we learned from just the Butler incident? You need to tighten up the ship over there. Make examples of people. I mean, it's crazy. It makes us look so incompetent. Even just, even the fucking shit with Iran. Get it done and over with. Enough's enough. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the bombs to hit. I'm surprised.
Well, today, Marco Rubio, or today or yesterday late, made a comment that they weren't going to do any more strikes unless Iran strikes first.
What? They were going after the baby. Aaron. Are you kidding me?
Don't ask me. I don't like what's going on. I don't know why they're pissing around with Iran like they are. It's a waste of time. I don't think you can negotiate with those people.
They're waiting for Iran to fire a missile or something. Is that what they're saying?
I guess. I don't know.
This was going to happen. I'm telling you.
Iran has also been throwing down threats saying that if Donald Trump strikes again, they're going to go, which I assume that means they're going to attack Europe. So they're going to go after Europe.
What are we? We're coming in September. So what did I say last night? End of September, October? Something's going to happen right before the midterms? Yep.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. All right. Well, let's
before we go to next stories, we got to say, I didn't put this in there. We should say it though.
Go ahead.
Our condolences and prayers to the Dolly Parton family on her passing. One thing about, not one thing, but a few things about her. She's amazing woman, amazing voice. She was, to me, she was very like a humble person.
Yeah.
she was always stayed out of politics and did her thing. I mean, she had one little bad thing she did with the vaccine, pushing the vaccine. Okay, whatever. But you look at her long career, the things she's done for people. She built Dollywood to put jobs in that area in Tennessee. And she's just
and she
a remarkable woman.
A crap load of money to people.
Yeah.
She found people that were in need and would meet people along her life path. And there's story after story after story of her helping other talent, other entertainers, of her helping just average people, normal Americans, of her helping animals. She honestly, I agree with you. Other than the hiccup and a lot of people made the mistake on the vaccine. I don't blame her for that. She didn't know. I mean, she was hoping that she was helping people even there. Yeah. I just think, I don't know what happened to her. Although her husband of 82, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 years, however long he was with her, he died just shortly there, though, at 82. So, sometimes when people pass, when they lose their closest loved one, sometimes their will to live changes. I'm not saying that was her. She didn't seem like that was the case. Some people are trying to go online and conspiratorial and the White Rabbit and Dolly Parton and the vaccine. And I don't know. There's one thing I don't like about social media. I'm going to say this. Somebody passes away. I don't know that it always has to be a conspiracy. Lots of people pass away every day, normal people, from medical, complications. I'm not saying there is or isn't something to do with her and the vaccines or anything else. I'm just saying, do we always have to jump on with all of a sudden all this? I mean, Dolly Parton had an incredible life. It's hard to say anything really negative about her. You'd have to really be a dick.
No, she was good. She was even a good actress. I loved her in the movie 9 to 5. I think that was a great movie.
Sometimes for you creators out there that feel like you've got to put some kind of conspiracy wrapped around something, look, if it is true, okay, maybe. But I just don't, I don't know. I'm tired of it.
What conspiracy are you doing with her?
Somebody famous passes away and then it becomes, the Illuminati got her. And
man, she was 80 years old. She had some cancer and issues. Doctors,
kidney stones and some other stuff. And
doctors told her stop touring, and she wanted to keep touring. Like she loved being out there. She actually, do you know her and her husband? Instead of having children and building a family, they dedicated their lives to the music and entertaining people and helping people. That was a big sacrifice. So I mean, look,
I just think sometimes for creators out there, you guys, it's just not always about the clicks.
And I didn't know this. I found this out this morning. You know the song Whitney Houston sang, "I Will Always Love You"? That was her original song, Dolly Parton's.
I did not know that.
Me either.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought it was Whitney Houston. But I did see a lot of amazing historical information about Dolly. I love that when the creators did that. I don't know, man. It's sometimes the conspiratorial thing. We're in the news, we're in mainstream media, and we try to cover the topics that a lot of other people won't. And we look for those stories, but gosh, I just don't think every time a celebrity passes away, it's connected to the people in control, Oh, it's the Trilateral Commission. They wanted to get her, All right.
She was never out there in controversy like that.
If you guys saw that episode we talked about glyphosate, right? We talked about regenerative farming. We talked about the microbiome in the soil and how it's being damaged by all the Monsantos of the world, and that if we aren't careful, our soil isn't going to grow food any longer. And this is what RFK Jr. is trying to get done. He just hosted a major regenerative farming roundtable in Florida. He joined Anna Paulina Luna, who I love. I think she does a great job. She's one of the good ones. And Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo for a closed-door roundtable on regenerative agriculture about reducing chemicals. There is a warning out there, and I want to lead with this, and then George, you jump in here. The pilot program, what they're talking about is the farmer's desire for an off-ramp from degrading our soil, from degrading our natural resources. A lot of it's got to do with the pesticides. A lot of it's got to do that we're killing all the beneficial insects. The honeybees are under attack. And it's also got to do with the microbiome. Now, we did an episode. We had an expert come on. We went through all that. We also had an expert on glyphosate, and we did all that, right? We're trying to cover this stuff. It's important. There are warnings coming out of these farmer and agronomists who are experts on soil remediation and otherwise. They're saying that there may only be 30 to 50 harvests left in some of our soil locations across the United States. Now, if that isn't a frightening number, 30 to 50 harvests, and sometimes harvests are more than one a year. think about how few years they're talking about, and that soil may be ungrowable. They're also concerned about all the accelerated cancer rates. Now, there's a $1 billion investment, a federal push, HHS, USDA, and EPA to offer viable alternatives. But really, the viable alternatives are stopping people like the big Aggie, right? The agriculture industrial complex from buying off our congressional members. George, I think this is really a good move here. We were concerned when we came off the show and said, wow, that microbiome. And we talked about how, reinventing and reestablishing the microbiome in these farms would make them much more productive. But we have to stop all the pesticide use because it's killing, so much of our flora and fauna.
Well, here's the thing. Well, there's a couple points I want to make. One, I want to make the disconnect within this administration. Because not too long ago, Trump was touting glyphosate. He did it on True Social.
I know.
And that's what a lot of people are like, what the F? This is like, this is where it hurts the administration because they're not on the same page. I mean, Kennedy's on point here, without a doubt. And they're saying there's, they're looking for, ways and stuff to not use these pesticides and stuff. Do you know that some farmers have high-tech AI-powered laser machines to kill weeds and stuff?
They also have it to kill insects. They've got it for mosquitoes now.
So they need to now figure out how to get these farmers this equipment. This is where the government can help in this instance. And you get rid of all these chemicals and shit, and they don't need them. There you go. Figure it out.
And it's interesting that technology can identify the difference in insects because there's a lot of beneficial insects that get killed off. There's a lot of birds that get killed off eating the poisoned insects. And, all that stuff adds up. And just like the biome, we've killed the soil. And when you remediate that soil with beneficial, flora and fauna, when you put that biome back in, you'd be shocked. Because I don't know if it's just you, George, you tell me. Since I was a kid, I feel like everything tastes, it's lost its taste. I feel like so many of the food, fruits and vegetables, they just don't taste that good. And when you go out of the country and you eat in other countries, the food tastes different. And it's not because you're on vacation. It's because the food, did you know this, George? And I don't know if you knew this, that a lot of countries refuse the U.S. produce because of the poisons we use. They won't even accept that produce into their countries. So the farmers aren't able to sell it because of the amount of poisons that are used and the GMO foods. A lot of countries just say, no, we're not importing your stuff.
All right. So I just want to point out on this these machines, these autonomous machines, listeners, can destroy up to 10,000 to 200,000 weeds per minute. That's a lot. That's crazy. Now, Lance, you said something about they're warning that they're saying just 30 to 50 harvests left, right?
Yeah.
That statement right there, that bothers me. That's like when the climate people said, if we know climate change, the water's going to rise in this long and it's going to be over. I don't know. I'm just not buying that 30, 40 harvest thing. That's just me. That's just
I remember
me,
when
my
that guy
opinion.
came on our show. If you remember when we had him
I
on,
know.
I can't think of his name. He said that the problem is that the quality of the crops, meaning the production of the crops, because everything they always say, when Monsanto sells something or Burlington or anybody else sells something, any of the chemical companies to the farmers, they would say, this is going to increase your productivity. It's going to increase the weight of your tomatoes or the weight of this or the weight of that of production. That guy was saying that that's not really happening. We're seeing an opposite effect, that we're getting a decline where even when they rotate crops and they allow a field to go what they call fallow, that's when they just turn over a crop and they leave it in the soil and then they don't use that field for the next round. That the crop, because the biome has been killed, which is the bacteria, the beneficial oxygen and nitrogen bacteria in the soil, because so much of that has been destroyed that it doesn't matter if they allow the fields to go fallow. When they go back, it's not growing the same amount of crops as it did previously. So they're having to try to do more stuff to get stuff out of the soil, but they're not really doing it the right way.
That was the one they do it where you could send a picture of the soil or stuff, even a picture of a person. And I don't know, it's about putting the right nutrients in the ground, I think. Not sure.
It is. And it's about putting the biome back, the bacteria. They actually, you can take biome and you can put it back into a field. Now, the farmers that have been doing this are getting unbelievable production that have gone back to using the biome, and they've tried to feign away from pesticides. But they're also under attack because, GMO, genetically modified foods, that's one of the big scams, right? if you have a genetically modified farm on the right of your property and it starts to pollinate, a lot of times that GMO seed that you didn't use gets integrated into the seed that you did use, meaning the crops that you did. And now all of a sudden, here comes Monsanto. Well, we've tested your crops and it looks like you're using our seed. Well, it's because it germinates. And that's the issue that there's this, these conglomerates, they just want to whack everybody for money. That's what it's all about. Money, 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 money. It's not about healthy foods. It's not about a healthy American public. Look, George, one of the things that always shocks me, when I was a kid, we used to go to the beach. I don't remember this massive amounts of obesity on the beaches. I don't remember seeing fat kids and fat people. In fact, most of us were in pretty good shape. And if you look at the 50s, people were even more fit in the 50s. So whatever we're doing here in the country, I don't know if it's high fructose corn syrup. I don't know if it's
a number
sugar,
of things.
I don't know if it's the processing. I don't know if it's the GMO. The combination of what we've done to America is we are not healthy.
It's a number of
Beaches are
factors
a
that
disgusting
contribute to
place.
that, Lance. One of the big things is a lot of the foods, the fake sugars and all the crap they put in the food. That's one. Number two is as technology advances, people get lazy. I mean, you don't see kids playing out in the streets and stuff like they used to. That's a big factor. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a number of things.
It's horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. All right, let's play this clip.
All right, we got two, but let's play this one.
Into regenerative farming than any president in history. He had 5 of the top regenerative farmers in the country come to his office, and we talked about how do we transition off of glyphosate and other chemicals toward a more sustainable kind of agriculture.
And how does what you discussed ultimately translate into policies or grants that could help local farms like Light Farms here in Clearwater?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've put out, between USDA and HHS, we've put $1 billion, and a lot of that money is available for local farmers like this one who want to make the transition, and that transition is sometimes costly. And we got over 60,000 applications. It was the biggest response to a funding opportunity in the history of USDA. We're very, very pleased with it.
Now, this next one, like Lance, you brought it up. So why is it that? So okay, UK won't take any products abroad because European countries won't take pesticide-treated crops. Well, how are they farming crops over there if they're not using pesticides then? And the case is, why, if they can do it, why can't we do it? I mean, it just shows you there's so much corruption. And that, Lance, you're muted. I don't know. You're muted in Zoom, bro. You have a mixer, audio mixer, bro. Use the mute button on the audio mixer. Just hit.
I just was going to cough, and I didn't want you guys to have to listen to it. Listen, but you're right. I mean, if they can do it, we should be able to do it. But, there's a lot of stuff, George. It's kind of like our ketchup here. You go overseas, and ketchup is tomatoes, salt, vinegar, and spices. Over here, you look at the chemical label on a bottle of ketchup, and it's like this. And it could be the same brand of ketchup. It could be a Hunt's or whatever. When you see it overseas, it's made in a different manner. Why is it that the U.S. delivered food that's on our shelves is different than the product, and it's an identical company? It's the same company producing the same product, meaning that it's ketchup, as an example. Why does our ketchup, why is it loaded up with chemicals, but yet the ketchup in Europe is just 3 or 4 or 5 ingredients? Why is it that they can do that, but we can't? That's my question. And I see that a lot. And then I wonder, is it intentional? Why do we have to have all this crap in our food? And we all try to be careful. But when you start looking at prices, and then you really wonder, George said this, a couple of months ago, do you even really know if organic's organic? Do you even know if what it says when you go to buy it, that you're actually getting what you pay for? And then you got people like Bill Gates, with a peel, or self-inoculating lettuce. Why do we need that bullshit? Why is that even a discussion? And why are we allowing billionaires to put their 2 cents in and their money in to try to do something that I don't think is good for the American public? I don't think it's good for our kids or our grandkids or our children. It sure isn't good for obesity. I mean, no wonder Ozempic has become a multi hundreds of billions of dollars. No wonder people are looking at peptides,
Lance, we got a new coin phrase for you. This coming from Robbie Sunshine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obesity.
Obesity. Robbie Sunshine, you should head over to Urban Dictionary and go suggest that. You should go over there and write yourself a profile. You can end up with a word published on the Urban Dictionary. You guys go look up my name or the Big Mig Show or George. You'll find we've got a bunch of words over there. So obesity, that's a first. I've never heard it before. Robbie, get over there to Urban Dictionary, register it. You go down in history as a guy that coined that term. So obesity is rampant. We've got, I love the fact they want to put money into the school lunch programs. I like to see the kids eating better. Have you guys ever seen the lunch in Japan? I spent some time in Japan. Have you ever seen the school lunches in Japan? They're incredible. I would eat school lunch every day if I was in Japan. And that's the point. In China and Japan, they feed their kids these amazing lunches, right? Why aren't we doing the same thing? Why aren't our kids eating amazing lunches? I used to love the presidential fitness. George, did you ever compete in the presidential fitness awards as a kid?
No.
So we had this thing where you do all these fitness tests as a kid, and you could win these patches and stuff. And if you
never had that shit, I wonder why.
I don't know. We had it, and all the places where I went to school, and that includes back east, George. I don't know why you guys.
We had to do like calisthenics and all that stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, and all that.
It was actually the Presidential Fitness Award. You could win the patch. I won the Presidential Award, but it was always about doing all this shuttles and it wasn't anything. It was just a way to motivate kids to get ready for it and exercise. But I dealt with childhood obesity. I was a fat little kid originally.
You want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
If you do that, try to do that today, right?
Yeah.
The liberal parents will probably say, no, don't do it. I'd rather see you fat and unhealthy than have Trump's presidential award for fitness in school. That's how sick and retarded the liberals are. Go ahead.
It's just, and that's horrible. We want the best for our kids. I want super healthy kids, super smart kids. We've had all kinds of teachers saying that they have to teach kids how to use a highlighter. I saw a teacher online complaining about the mental acuity of our high school students and our grammar school students because of the schooling system. It's failing us. Board of Education is a failure.
We're dumb.
Food's the same thing. Let's play this clip. Here's another clip from RFK Jr. and Anna Paulina.
How do you hope to funnel more federal dollars into local farms, and is there sort of more on the horizon that's going to help do that?
Well, the $1 billion is essentially a pilot program, and the success of it has been enormous. So I think there's going to be a good argument for increasing that down the road and making more and more money available. The farmers themselves are really interested in this. They're locked in a system where their soil is being degraded by pesticides. The microbiomes are being destroyed, which means the soil can't absorb water, which means there's runoff of the soil. And now agronomists estimate that we only have 30 to 50 harvests left. The soil is all gone. But farmers know that. They're having trouble selling their produce abroad because many of the European countries won't take pesticide-treated crops.
All right.
Pesticide-treated crops.
Yep, pesticide-treated crops. Okay, well, let's talk about...
No, we're going to go to break.
Oh, okay.
And...
All right.
Are you all right, bro? Do you have your coffee?
No, I'm 100%.
We just spoke about that while the thing was playing.
You threw an audible that I didn't understand.
Backstage, we were just talking like, you want to take a break?
But you threw an audible I didn't understand. The way you said it, I thought you wanted to do the next story. But listen, we're going to hold. We're going to go on a break. The Big Mig Show, George Valentine, Lance Miliancho will be right back. While we're on the break, take a minute, take the live link, share it on your social media, get people over here, and come in the chat. Even when we're on break, you guys can talk to each other. Jump in there. And if you're new to the show and you just hit that follow button, let us know. We want to give you a shout out on the show. We want to say hi to you. We want to engage with you. Let us know where you're coming from, who you are, maybe what part of the country you're from. You don't have to pinpoint it, but we love you guys and we want you to be part of the family. So, all right, George, let's go to that break you've been talking about.
Let's go.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here with your hosts, Lance Migliaccio, George Bounty. We got the Big Mig Mafia in the chat. The Big Mig armies out there. So listen, please. Listen, Linda, listen. Look, if you're out there watching or listen or whatever, can you please hit the thumbs up button, the like button? If you can follow us, we give a follow, help us build. And if you can hit the subscribe for $5 a month, we truly appreciate it. That's on Rumble. Other places where you got YouTube is going right now, even Facebook, Big Mig Show on Facebook, it's there. Locals, wherever you are. But your support is greatly appreciated. Anything you do, we truly appreciate it. If you're out there watching, listen, and you haven't been in this chat or haven't been in a long while, and you come join the chat, I'm gonna give you guys a little shout out. Acknowledge that you're here, because we like to see new people, new faces, and I like to hear new perspectives. Justice for all. I think I've seen you before, but maybe, I don't know. My son recorded 3 presidential fitness awards. Congratulations. They were professional patches and beautiful award that was signed by the president. Worthy of being framed. They should do that again for youngsters. Yes, they should. I've just seen that. But congratulations on your son. So we just need support. But I want to take on something, because this fat POS jelly roll, right? Here's a guy, comes out of prison, right? He was obesity, overweight. He's got his girl, then wife, Bad Bunny, who supported him, been there by him all through this. And even before he was famous, the dude, starts singing. And he gets out there, he tells his story, and he's got a good prison story, good for him. He turned himself around. He got famous. Also now loses weight. He dumps his wife, Bad Bunny. Now this mofo is now criticizing Trump. Well, that's what you call a POS. Just for the fact before you even criticize Trump. Because just because you lost weight, you're feeling good about yourself, now you get rid of the woman that's been supporting you the whole time. That's just dumbass shit. I don't know. Maybe he turned gay, allegedly. I don't know. It's possible. You never know. But he went on Jimmy Kimmel. He even posted a picture about him and Jimmy Kimmel being close friends or some shit, whatever. But he filled in for Jimmy Kimmel. And sadly, he felt under the weight of the liberals there. They're calling it he Bud Lighted himself.
I think he did. You know, he had a cult following that was created because everybody loved his, prison comeback story, because everybody loves to hear about somebody that suffered for their infidelity or drugs or whatever happened in their lives. And they turn it around. They become something, right? They make something of themselves. Everybody loves that kind of a story. And there he was, he's talented as a singer, and he was over 500 pounds. It's not like this guy doesn't understand obesity and he doesn't understand the struggle. I mean, think about the cortisol, the stress that Donald Trump is under. I mean, think about just at home. Imagine coming home or dealing with Melania when she finds out that Iran puts up a video about how to kill Barron Trump, right?
I wonder, can the first lady send her husband, the president, to go sleep on the couch if they're men?
Look, but if you think about it, cortisol is one of the toughest things we struggle with, and Donald Trump is on the move constantly. Now, this guy's got an energy level that's beyond ridiculous. For somebody that struggled with obesity, and I would bet that as much as nutrition and exercise was part of his plan, and I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense, I'll bet he used Ozempic too. I would go out on a limb and say Jelly Roll.
He did.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's over there, and don't get me wrong. I think that people should use whatever's available to them. Peptides, steroids. I don't care. You should be in shape, and you should take care of yourself for you and your loved ones and your family. So whatever he did to lose that weight, my hat's off to him. But to take a cheap shot at Donald Trump over his weight, knowing the kind of stress this guy on, and this is the same guy. Don't forget, Jelly Roll was just giddy over meeting Donald Trump at the UFC event. What I don't like about this specifically, number one, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck Jimmy Kimmel. What I don't like about this is how he flip-flopped because he knows he's on a network that wants that liberal garbage, that wants that leftist-leaning crap. He was all giddy about meeting Donald Trump at the UFC event, shaking his hand. You could see the smile on his face. I'm saying that when you flip-flop because all of a sudden you're going to host Jimmy Kimmel's show, shame on you. And especially taking a shot, calling Donald Trump fat or whatever he did. It's ridiculous because people struggle with their weight. It's not easy. Getting in shape is not easy. I'm back in the gym grinding it out because I'm newly single. And my point is that kind of a thing is it's a grind. You have to get in there. You have to do the work. It's not only about, supplements or nutrition. And he knows that. And then also, I do believe, I agree with you, George. I think his bailing on his wife, I know his child is now 18 years old. She stuck with him through his infidelity, through his drug use, through everything. And the fact that he just decided it was time to move on. Why? Because now he's slimmer and he's getting, people wanting to interact with him. Loyalty is not easy. His lack of loyalty makes me believe that he doesn't have any integrity. I don't like it. I don't, the whole hosting, and now you're going to come out with some bullshit. Let's play the clip. I want the audience to hear this. You guys tell me. I think loyalty is earned, it's not given. And I think it takes time to, you have to check, you have to really, your morality and your integrity, you have to protect it because you're under attack. It's good versus evil on a daily basis. You guys have struggled with it, I'm sure, in your own marriages and relationships and other things. I just feel like this guy, just all of a sudden now, he drops the weight. He gets a co-host, he gets a hosting spot on Jimmy Kimmel, and now all of a sudden he's just going to be a sellout.
I mean, yeah, so, stand your ground. Hold your morals and fucking values.
Yeah, screw this asshole. Screw him. He's he dropped 300 pounds. Congratulations. But to take a shot at Donald Trump, especially a cheap shot, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel Live, baby. And I am your last guest host of the summer, Jelly Roll. Now, you may know me from my hit songs, Need a Favor, Save Me, and I'm Not Okay, which are all the things Jimmy said to get me to do this in the first place. This is my second year filling in here. This hosting show is sort of how I felt about my last time in prison. I never really thought I'd be back, but boy, here I am. I love doing this, though. I just hope the staff survives another week with me. The last time I was here, I got one of the dudes so high he almost fell off the roof. So this time we're only smoking weed in the basement. Ain't that right, Guillermo?
That's right, yes.
Guillermo, you look good tonight, Guillermo.
Good.
How do I look?
You look great. You look amazing.
Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you, Guillermo.
You look fantastic,
Y'all might not believe this, and it's going to sound like a joke, but this is the first time I've wore a suit and tie ever. I mean, I didn't wear one for the Grammys. I didn't wear one to court. I didn't wear one to my father's funeral, but I look all right, don't I? I didn't know that you could buy formal wear at a Bass Pro Shop. But I am wearing this out of respect for my friend, Jimmy Kimmel. I love you, Jimmy. I love you, Jimmy. I actually went fishing with Jimmy a couple of weeks ago in Idaho, so I can personally confirm that he does not have a good reason not to be here tonight. Y'all would think he's spending time with his family, working out, being productive. Not at all. He's doing absolutely jack right now. We did have a great time together, though. I mean, seriously, look at that, y'all. There we are. Oh, it looks like I started dating my parole officer. Unfortunately, I spent a whole day on the river, and I didn't catch one fish. I caught 3 fish, motherfucker. Don't worry, though. It was catch and release. Just like me, those fish were let off early for good behavior. Let's talk about the main event of America this weekend. It was the big IndyCar race hosted by the president. The cars drove through the streets of D.C., and there's Donald Trump, who apparently has never held a flag before. What a job that. How do you up waving a flag? But the president seemed to enjoy the IndyCar race, which was a real switch up for him because normally he only likes his own race. Trump also drove around the track in his motorcade doing what they call the lap of honor, which sounds like a loyalty program at a strip club. 5% cash back in the champagne room for all lap of honor members. Sadly, those are the only laps Trump's been doing lately. According to the Washington Post, a lot of doctors are worried about the president's weight. After his last physical, we found out Trump gained 14 pounds, which means he's now tipping the scales at almost 240. It's crazy. Think about this, y'all. In the last few years, I've lost 300 pounds. That means I've lost an entire Donald Trump. And let's be honest, based on his approval ratings, it seems like most of the country wants to do the same thing. Now listen, we should take it easy, y'all. We shouldn't be making fun of the president for his weight because we know that he would never do that to other people.
I don't speak badly about somebody's physical disability, but he's got the biggest stomach I have ever seen.
He's actually fatter than ever. The mayor is incompetent, and the governor is a big fat slob. Reed Hoffman, big fat slob.
I told you I have a friend of mine. He's fat as... You never saw a guy like this? He said Chris Christie's a fat pig. You cannot do that. Chris Christie is not a fat pig. He is not a fat pig. He's not a fat pig. Don't call him a fat pig.
Sir, in the back, don't call him a fat pig, okay? I don't talk about people being fat. I refuse to talk about the fact that he's a fat slob. I don't mention it.
Well, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle fat. Well, Mr. President, from one fat pig to another, take it from me that physical fitness is very important. And trust me, you'll be happy to see your penis again. I do speak from a little bit of experience here, y'all. The first time I seen mine recently, I was surprised at how cute it was.
Okay. First of all, if a president was fat, I'd make fun of his weight too. That's number one. But President Trump is 6'3", 240 pounds, 80 years old. He's good in my book. He's healthy. Trump is not fat, but not by any means. So him, Jelly Roll, he's 6'1" and what, 250 pounds. So you must be considered still obese If you're mocking Trump, who's 6'3", 240, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'm 6'1",
and he called his dick cute. That you know what that means, right? Got a little piece of it.
He's hung like a shrimp. Look, at the end of the day,
you're giving him credit for that.
I'm 6'1", 6'1.5", and I weigh 226 right now. 226.
Are you sure, Lance?
Yeah, I just weighed myself the other day. Yeah, just weighed myself the other day. So, but so of course, I don't think that's obese, and I think Donald Trump, of course, he plays a tremendous amount of golf. Anybody that's walked a course, even though they're in a cart part of the time, it's still a lot of work. So at the end of the day, look, would I love to see the president even in better shape? Of course I do, because I want his health to not ever be an issue. But I think that Jelly Roll's got a lot of nerve. Also, trying to talk like Donald Trump is a racist. This is the most non-racist president probably in American history. Him trying to say that somehow he only likes his own race. Absolutely not true. He's done more for black colleges, black education, and lots of other minority efforts. So there's one thing about Donald Trump. There's a lot of things you could try to say about him. You could say that he's egotistical or maybe he's even arrogant. I would go with that. The truth of the matter is he's not a racist. He's the farthest thing from a racist. So I think that's uncalled for. But again, what I don't like about it is the sellout nature of this, because he's on the Jimmy Kimmel audience, a left-leaning audience.
He can go on there and host. I don't care about that, but don't stoop to their level.
Yeah, but that's what he did.
No, I know.
All the way down.
I know.
Yeah.
There is no cuteness, jackalopes, daisies. There is no cuteness about male autonomy.
So here we are, Michigan. We know it's a problem. Joycelyn Benson and others. We know what's going on in Michigan with the governor and everything else. Michigan sheriff provides proof of Michigan Secretary of State whistleblower claim. Shows how easily non-citizens can be registered to vote without local clerk's knowledge. So the Berry County, Michigan Sheriff, Dar Leaf, and you know that he's a great guy, revealed that a whistleblower had come forward with explosive information about non-citizens being automatically registered to vote without the knowledge of local clerks in the city, townships, or community where they are registered. You know that there are 2 clerks that have come up and they have requested the DOJ help them with the voter rolls. 2 clerks have come forward. Are there others? Who knows? Is this one of them? Is this another one? I don't know. But non-citizens, it's illegal to vote in our elections. It's illegal to be registered. They're not supposed to. There's laws on the books. Joycelyn Benson is more crooked than anyone knew. I don't know. I think we all know she's crooked as hell. The election software is programmed to automatically register non-citizens, including illegal aliens.
And right there's a proof right there.
They update or move their addresses. So if you update or move your address and you're illegal, and you put in one of those USPS or change of address, you're automatically going to be registered to vote. Now, why is it automated? You guys know that that's illegal. It's a crime. So my question to the DOJ, Todd Blanche, is are you going to charge Joycelyn Benson criminally for her activity? And if so, when are you going to do it? Are you going to wait till the midterms are over? Because this is clearly a crime. The laws on the books say very clearly that you can't do this, and they're doing it. We have federal laws on the books. When are we going to enforce those laws, George?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. First of all, there's no such thing as voter fraud. That's what the left used to say. You don't hear them saying it too much now because all this stuff that comes out. Look what happened in Jersey. They were getting automatically registered too, just like here in Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Michigan governor is as brave as Mickey Sherrill to admit it. We'll see after this, but here's clear stuff for the DOJ just to go in, because regardless, they're voting. These people are voting in federal elections. So when it comes to state elections, it probably might be different. They're the way it is, the laws. But when you're doing it for federal, that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, and there's clear examples of fraud. Because here's a clip. I don't know if you remember Wanda. What they call her, Wanda the Stuffer.
I remember the nickname. I
believe in Bridgeport, I think Connecticut, where she has a ballot case. I think it was from 2023 and 2019 primaries. She got caught stuffing ballots in a ballot drop box. She and another person, Alfredo Castillo. They were facing like 100 felonies, right? Which included illegal ballot possession, conspiracy, and witness tampering. Right? So the state was offering her a plea deal, and she declined it. She wants to go to trial. They're facing over 500 years combined.
Nice.
Yep. This is going to be interesting because I think the 2023 Democratic mayoral primary was redone after a judge found ballot mishandling. Okay, there you go. It's in Bridgeport. And this is just on this little Bridgeport level. Imagine on the higher levels. And how many times have we seen videos of people going up stuffing ballot boxes? All different states.
A lot.
All over the place. I mean, these Democrats, you know what, Lance? I forgot I wanted to bring something up. I'm gonna go off sidetrack real quick because this just came out.
Sidebar.
Massachusetts State Rep Francisca Paulino, who I may say is a Democrat. She represents a 16 Essex district, has just been arrested and charged for alleged pandemic benefit fraud. Yep, they're holding a press conference today. Probably going on right now, but yeah. So that's the DOJ doing that. All right, good for them. I just want to bring that up. But back to the ballot stuff. I mean, there's so many different videos of people stuffing ballots, and how many of them actually been arrested like this? I don't think all of them. No.
You
want to see
a lot of people committed pandemic fraud.
Would you guys like to see the clip?
People that had businesses that were even failing already or were already out of business resubmitted those to get money.
Would you all like to see the clip of her stuff in the ballot box? Yes? Okay, let's play it.
Bridgeport's alleged ballot stuffer, Wanda. She got a face you don't forget. Johnny sure hasn't.
Wanda. Yes. Arrested for ballot fraud. What's going on?
Stop following me.
Excuse me, Wanda. What's going on? Wanda, you were also caught stuffing. What happened? Wanda? Wanda, don't you want to come clean? Wanda, what about the person whose ballot you've been having for 10 years? Wanda? Wanda, what happened? Wanda, don't run me over, Wanda.
Turns out Wanda doesn't talk. She only stuffs. So when they hauled her into court a few years back, Wanda pulled a Fauci.
Is that you walking out the front doors of 999 Broad Street? And did you deposit completed absentee ballots not belonging to you on in the drop box on that date and time?
Those ballots have Wanda staring down nearly 100 counts. Ballot stuffing, fraud, voting as people who never showed up. Enough to lock her up for good. Most people might lay low. Not our girl. She's a fighter. Out on bail, she got arrested again. Tried to scare off a witness, allegedly. Which brings us to today, when Wanda waltzed back into court to pay the piper. But the piper wasn't asking much. A judge laid out a deal. 3 years and it'll go away. But Wanda wanted to gamble, so she passed on the deal and rolled the dice on a trial.
With respect to those pleas, you would serve 8 years of incarceration. However, that would be suspended after serving 3 years with 3 years of probation. You understand that to be real?
Yes.
Having considered all of that information and speaking with your attorney, you wish to reject the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bad bet. If she loses, she's looking at up to 500 years. But the stuffer's not sweating. Sources tell us the system's so backed up, she won't see a jury till the end of next year, after the election, of course. Remember, arresting Wanda's the easy part. You can cuff her, you can take her to court, you can lock her up, but there's always another Wanda. Lucky for us, they're running out of road because Trump has been fighting to tighten up mail-in voting, and today, or it was Monday, the Supreme Court sided with them 6-3, which means the feds can finally put together a citizenship list to prevent ballots heading to people who aren't eligible. So the next time someone pulls a stunt like Wanda's, there's finally a list and an AG ready to prosecute. Fight's not over, though. Democrats are still trying to block the last part, tighter postal service rules, because you can't fix mail-in voting without the post office. California knows that. No one milks the mailman quite like the Golden State, where election night isn't a night, it's a month, and ballots tend to break the same way.
You know, the politicians that she was stuffing all those ballots for, they probably went to her and said, "Help me, Wanda, help me, Wanda." Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
But there's more. There's more. I mean, somebody make this part make sense to me. Because Michigan Democrats are putting dead voters, you heard me right, dead voters back on the voter rolls after they are removed. They're added back. And they're saying this is the clerks, whoever's removing them, that the state is putting them back. Lance, why are you typing over there? You said media.
I am going to put a piece of media in here to go with your story.
Oh, no, too late. You should have did that earlier.
No, I
I'm
didn't.
going to play the clip so you guys can hear it because Lance is fucking me up now.
Respectfully, Representative Smith, the fact that there are, in fact, some errors that happen in the system. Every system has errors, and it doesn't mean that there are not safeguards in place. There are safeguards, and you as a clerk, having done many registrations previously, understand that there's a process that you go through. And you can ask NASA. There's no process that doesn't have some error inherent in the system.
Okay, thank you. And you're very right. When I was a clerk, there were lots of errors in the system. That's largely why I am here. I took off a dead voter in my township. And guess what? That dead voter was put back on. Not by me. That was done by the Secretary of State's office. So we need to do a lot of fixing here in our elections. When I was a clerk at Martin Township, there was a family member who at one point was registered at my in-laws' home, and that family member had died nearly 20 years prior. They were put on the rolls at 2020. They were mailed voter application ballots without the authorization to do that. That's the local clerk's job. So I went in there, removed her from the voting rolls because I know firsthand this family member is dead and deceased. Just this past election cycle, lo and behold, that person was put back on the voter rolls and has a card of the early voting location polling that I actually have and can produce. And that's a problem.
Why people need to be concerned about dead people on voter rolls in Michigan is because they're actually being sent ballots. The ones that are being added on are being sent mail-in ballots. There was an audit that was done that found tens of thousands of dead people. I'm going to play the video so you can see just how bad of a situation this is.
And they were able to uncover close to 26,000 voters who are likely dead, but still remain on the official voter rolls over in Michigan. Here's specifically what they wrote as a part of their findings. Quote, the foundation's analysis of Michigan's voter roll and verifiable death records reveal that, as of August 2021, 25,975 potentially deceased registrants are on Michigan's voter rolls. Of those, 23,663 registrants have been dead for 5 years or more. 17,479 registrants have been dead for at least 10 years, and 3,956 registrants have been dead for at least 20 years. They also discovered that at least 2 of these dead registrants, they were supposedly born before the year 1921, which would make them over 100 years old today. Furthermore, this legal foundation, they said that the majority of these dead individuals, they were marked as being active registrants over on the voter rolls.
So that's the most important part right there, is that these dead voters are not just dead and inactive. They are active voters, meaning they are being mailed ballots.
So the Democrats are actually voting.
And I mean, imagine you're trying to clean up the voter rolls, and you personally took one off because you knew it was a family member that was dead, and then you go look and they're back on.
You know, when you die, and automatically, I don't know if the funeral home does it or whatever, whoever, but they send stuff to the Social Security Administration. The banks get it, like the bank accounts get closed so nobody takes money out, and it's done legally and stuff. Meanwhile, you telling me that they can't get taken off the voter rolls? How does that make sense? And then they're voting. They're getting sent ballots, and somebody's filling out the ballots and voting for them. But this is crazy.
It is crazy. But it's one of those things, you see it and all you can do is shake your head because you know what's going on. I mean, we coined that term so long ago now. I don't even know what the date is on that, George, but we did it on the show. We came up with that term. We were the first ones to coin it, but it's true. And it applies to everybody that's dead. I don't care, Republican or Democrat. It is a Democrat, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. Our voter rolls are a mess, but they're a mess on purpose. It's not an accident. They're doing it intentionally. So you have to think about it from that perspective, really. How do we fix this? I don't know. I think the National Emergency Act's the only way. We don't have enough time. So I guess Michigan's voter rolls were identified to have tens of thousands of dead voters. 95% of the dead voters are marked active, George.
I know. Crazy.
23,000 have been dead for over 5 years.
It's a miracle.
17,000 have been dead for over 10 years, and 3,900 have been dead for over 20 years.
It's a miracle.
So this isn't just a mistake. It's intentional deceit, and you guys have to realize that that's where we're at. They're doing it on purpose. And again, I just want the best person, and I want what the American public wants. I don't care whether you're what your political party affiliation is. I'll support, if it's a legitimate voting system, I'm going to support whoever it is. Doesn't mean I'll agree with everything. It just means that that's what the American public wants. So be it.
Meta. They agreed. They settled on claims for 29 states for almost $17 billion. That Facebook and Instagram were designed to addict children. They misled customers about their safety and improperly collected personal data of children. And also part of the settlement, they're agreeing to implement daily usage limits and nighttime blocks for teenage users. Although Meta denies wrongdoing in agreeing to settle. Well, if you did nothing wrong, why would you settle and give $17 billion away then? If you did nothing wrong. I'm just asking for a friend here. That doesn't make sense. But
does anybody in our audience trust Mark Zuckerberg? Because I don't. I think he's typical of many other billionaires, and I think he's used his money for nefarious reasons. I still don't understand why there hasn't been further investigation into the Zuckerbucks operation. I don't care who you are. If you subvert our elections, you should face the consequences, Mark Zuckerberg included. I know he considers himself some kind of a jiu-jitsu guy at this point, but fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Let's play the clip.
Yeah. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
Moments ago, an update on Meta's landmark trial. States that filed the lawsuit and Meta agreeing to settle claims that the company's social media platforms harmed children. This is breaking news, and it could mean a lot of different things. Jonathan Turley, thankfully, is joining us now. Jonathan, what did you think when you first heard the news?
Well, this is seismic. It's going to be something of a dinner gong for both states and plaintiff attorneys, and I think that Meta knows that. But in many ways, for the company, this is still chump change. I mean, this is a company that makes a huge amount of money. And when you reach a settlement like this, we've seen, for example, in the tobacco settlement, that these companies actually don't end up losing money because of the benefits in the market in resolving litigation. Their stock tends to go up and they're able to cover these losses. So this is a calculated move by Meta, which has been saying it's been trying to reform these apps to try to create these new barriers for children. And I think that they view this as a better way to go.
Can I jump in real quick, Jonathan? Because there was one other thing. So it's $16.6 billion, yes, but it also requires Meta to create these additional tools for parents and guardians to help protect their children online. I don't have exact details. We had the Attorney General of Kentucky, I believe, who was here last week trying to explain this to us. But at least there will be, in addition to the money, perhaps something that could help this situation.
No, I think in fairness to the 29 states that brought this lawsuit, there is a commitment here to change the app, to change this software, to create greater protections. But the issue here for Meta was that legally they had some very good arguments to make here. The line between what's an addictive and what's a popular product is often hard to define. They could have litigated this. but it would have cost them a lot of money. I'm not dismissing the importance of the lawsuit, but for a company the size of Meta, it's like monopoly money. Maybe literally so, according to some critics. They made this amount of money like just a minute ago.
Jonathan, going through the details of this settlement, at least the details we have so far, on top of that $16 billion, some of the guardrails that Dana was talking about, Meta is going to have to impose daily limits and nighttime blocks for teenage users of their social media platforms, which again are Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. I mean, we were talking about tens of millions potentially of teenagers and young people who use these platforms. As a result of this settlement, it's going to resolve all state claims. $2.2 billion is going to go to the state of California.
All right, Craig Mutley says, I'm going to vote for the next 250 years. It's in my will. It must be observed. Well, good for you. Maybe we all should do that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right, I just want to know when the DA of Philadelphia is going to be locked up for threatening to blow up the White House. I just want to know, because Philadelphia District Attorney, and he's the District Attorney, people, Larry Krasner, says he wants the White House ballroom blown up.
This is a Soros-backed puppet. Let me be clear. This is a Soros-backed lunatic. I can't figure out, why is George Soros and Alexander Soros still allowed in this country, or why are we not going after them for all their nefarious operations? Backing assholes like this. Can you imagine suggesting that you're going to blow up the ballroom without any really thought for the American people? Does the ballroom benefit the American people? It absolutely does. This is just TDS hatred. It's just one of those things that you see when some idiot gets a little bit of semblance of power. This guy needs to have the taste slapped out of his mouth.
I mean, if I was Trump, I would have the Secret Service go over there, arrest him, and perp walk his ass. That'd make an example. I mean, come on. Because how much more rhetoric they come from them, and you see all these attempts on the president.
Yeah.
I mean, enough's enough.
Violent rhetoric. It's not good for either side. I don't suggest it, but this guy's an idiot. I mean, it's just another. And again, anybody who takes money in any way from any of the Soros's NGOs, Open Society, or anything else, and particularly with George Soros, I believe is an enemy of the American public. I don't think George Soros and Alexander Soros should be allowed to continue their operation here in the United States. I think they should be put on the international terrorist list, and that we should use the full force and effect of our government to go after them viciously. That's my opinion. I don't think they're the only one. I think Reid Hoffman's another one, and I think that Roy Singham is another one. So, let's go after these guys. We don't need them. I feel the same way about Mark Zuckerberg. That Zuckerberg's operation was an attempt to subvert our United States presidential election and other elections. I think he should face consequences for that, so I'd like to see the worst consequences for all these people, but let's play this clip.
I'm going to have a paperweight sitting on my desk. You know what that paperweight's going to be? It's going to be a piece of the ballroom after we all blow it up. That's what it's going to be. In an official ceremony, just so we're clear. In an official ceremony, we're going to blow it up, and we're going to get the taxpayers their money back by selling all the pieces as paperweights, and I will have one on my desk.
Hey, you dumb shit. Most of the money was donated to build that, so.
Yeah.
All right, on another note, I just want to say this because I put a post out this morning because it dawned on me. Hassan Piker, he's again in the spotlight. I think he's crying too about some stuff. And we all know that Hassan and Senate candidate from Michigan, Abdul El Sayed, are both in bed together. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If by chance Abdul El Sayed gets voted in as senator of Michigan, Hassan Piker will be one of his staff members on his Senate and probably his chief of staff, I'm going to say. So let that sink in. Hassan Piker on the staff of the Senate, one who hates America, one who says we deserve 9/11. Yep, yeah. Let that sink in, people. All right, Lance, take us out. We're done.
All right, well, listen, if you love the show, it's easy. Take the short form. George will be doing. Take the long form. Share it far and wide. Those sound bites help us when you use them on Instagram, Facebook, True Social, X. You can take any of that short form content right off our Rumble channel. Don't forget to follow us over on YouTube. Leave a comment. Share the product. I know you might not watch us on YouTube, but we need the support. We need as many followers as we can get. Same thing for our social media. That all matters. It helps propel the show forward. It helps get our voices out, your voices. If you agree and believe in what we're doing, we want your support. So everything you can do to help us grow. And remember, we're on every major podcast platform, Spotify, iHeart. Do it on all of them. George, last words, my brother.
Well, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. So enjoy it. Have a blessed day. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe and stay blessed. Catch you guys tomorrow.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.